it's a conflict in Europe between two Christian nations, deeply worrying and concerning for the Pope. He's made many appeals over the course of the war for peace, clearly not heeded by either side. And he renewed his call for peace today, talking about the suffering of the Ukrainian people, in particular, the bereaved, the wounded, expressing the hope that prisoners will be able to return home. And he also said that he hoped the light of Easter would illuminate the Russian people, which seemed to be an indication that a better understanding of what really lies behind this conflict would be a good thing if it spread within the Russian people. It was a fairly light touch comment, but I think very significant.
And the Pope also addressed the latest violence in the Middle East and Jerusalem. Tell us more about what else we heard from him in this message.
Yes, well, the Pope's address, as you mentioned, always runs through flash points of conflict around the world. And near the top of the list every year is the Middle East. The Pope specifically mentioned Jerusalem, the place that had been witness to the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And he mentioned his concern for the recent acts of violence in Israel. He mentioned Syria, the conflict between Israelis and Palestinians, Lebanon, so touching on many places in that part of the world. He also extended his message to mention countries in Africa that have been victims of international terrorism, such as Nigeria, Mozambique, Mali, and Burkina Faso. And he also mentioned countries with other kinds of social conflict, Nicaragua, for example, where the church is being persecuted. And he mentioned the Rohingya Muslim people in Myanmar who have been suffering under the government military regime for a long time now. So his message contained the usual run of conflict areas throughout the world, but top of the agenda was definitely Ukraine and Russia.